Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here today with something slightly different. So I'm actually going to be building a page kit today. So I've kind of taken inspiration from Sarah Swan and Nicole from, I think it's Nick Mackin here on YouTube, as well as Nicole Jones 911, Nicole with Nicole Jones 911 rather. And they both got inspiration from Nicole Jones. She, I believe, was the original person to kind of put up these videos. So however, instead of me actually going through my stash and creating 30 plus page kits, I'm kind of going to do it piece by piece. And the reason I'm doing this is because right now we're in the midst of moving and I just don't have the space to really create 30 page kits. Nor do I have the photos printed for 30 page kits. And I am the type of person who I absolutely love to go through my stash. But I really kind of get wrapped up in the process of the organization of it and not so much in the actual use of it. I can very easily get wrapped up in the organizational piece of it, I should say. So I'm just not even going to allow myself to do that. So the way that I've started is I've started with this photo that I went to scrapbook. It's a 5x7 of my nephew when he was first born. This is my youngest nephew. And then I also had this set of papers that someone had gifted to me, and it's I think it's Bundle of Joy collection from Pebbles, and it's kind of a partial collection, but the reason I wanted it, and you saw me pull out that Brad at the very, very beginning. My older sister, when we were kids, kind of collected elephants. That was like the animal that she would kind of gravitate to, and that was the kind of stuffed animals that she would get and stuff like that. So when I saw that Brad with the elephant on it, I knew I needed to use it on her son's layout here. So I went through the papers that were in the kit and I just picked out these two different ones. There's kind of a blue tone on tone and it almost looks like it either has sunburst or little doilies printed on it. That's that darker blue one. And then there's just like it's not necessarily a grid, but it looks like it has just lines in both directions, like a crosshatch pattern, I believe is what you call that. And then I pulled out there was one cut apart sheet that had little like thank you cards. So I just pulled out one of them to use as a layering element. And then I have two different Brads, the one with the elephant on it and the one that has that same crosshatch pattern on it. Now there were also these not puffy, but dimensional stickers in the collection kit. And I'm pulling out a couple of them. There was an elephant, and then I decided to go back, and I pulled out the stars originally, but I'm going to take those off and go back for that banner that says baby, and I'm going to use that across the layout itself. And I'm sorry if you can hear cars. I'm actually sitting in my car as I'm doing this voiceover. I have a day off today, so I'm really maximizing my time and trying to do multiple things at once. There was also a banner piece in there that I'm going to border. There we go. Border sheets. I'm going to take a couple of those out. Now, I am just multiplying this video times 2. And I only cut out little bits of dead space when I walked away from my desk for a second. So you just didn't have to look at the blank desk. It really only took me about 18 minutes to do this page kit. It was about 18 minutes to do this page kit, and I didn't have anything pulled originally. I literally would walk over to my cabinets and just grab something, walk over to my desk and grab something, and then you see me go through all of it here on screen. I didn't have anything pulled whatsoever except for the photo. The only thing I had pulled was the photo that I was going to be building a page kit for. So I really like the process of this. I enjoy going through my stash, but I like to keep it nice and organized. I'm not the type that really can deal with a messy craft room. It definitely happens. I've posted pictures of that before. But I really like keeping things nice and organized, and so I figure if I could do 1 or 2 page kits at a time on, just when I'm looking for something different to work with, or if I have a photo I want to scrapbook that doesn't work with the kits that I'm working with, then I'm going to kind of do these page kits. And I like to just have different projects going on. I don't like to be bored with things, and I don't easily get bored with things, but I like to kind of mix it up. And I thought this would be a nice video to post for you guys just to share my process. I'm going through a bunch of different things. I have little buckets that I keep on my desk or containers of things I keep on my desk that are the ends of packages. So I went through those and got a couple labels as well, as well as silver hearts, as well as What else did I get? A little journaling spot and some page flags. But then I also am going through, now I pulled out my color sorted die cuts, and I just had some random die cuts that look like they were probably cut from the Cricut at some point, but they're baby themed. There's a rattle, there's a stork, and there's a little bow. And so I just pulled those out to go with this kit. And I'm literally just going through different things in my stash. I by no means went through even 25% of my stash. I'm just pulling little bits of things. Now right now, my current, well, I should say current, was current, most previous current, I should say. And I say that because my craft room is a completely disaster right now. It is really bothering me because I've started packing boxes. We're going to be moving into our new home in like 3 weeks, which is crazy to me and completely overwhelming. So when I feel the urge to pack, I do, because otherwise it's not going to happen. And we're not moving like all in one day. We have a couple weeks that we're going to be moving. So, it'll be a slow moving process, but I forget where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so I just thought I would make a page kit to kind of give myself something different to do, and it's a way for me also not to have my stash everywhere. So I have not packed up any of my actual scrapbook supplies that I use all the time because they're organized into my cabinets, and so I really think that I can just move each little box. They're the cubes that I have that stack. I think I could just move each cube separately, especially since we're not like putting everything in a big truck. We're going to be moving it in our cars over a matter of a couple of maybe 2 weeks or so. So doing page kits like this though keeps me from having all of my stuff like everywhere in my craft room. I really just have the page kit supplies sitting on my desk right now. I don't have any other supplies out, so I'm still keeping my room nice and organized, which is helpful for the fact that we're going to move. I don't want anything really kind of on the floor or anything like that. We've got our house pretty organized in general. It stays very clean. We're just that type of people. We don't like piles of anything. We put out our clothes as soon as we take them off. Our shoes have certain places they go. We don't keep things piled on the table or anything like that. It's just not how we are. Like mentally, I can't handle piles of things, so we try not to do that around the house. But with the boxes now, they're stacked in nice neat boxes and things like that. But I started packing up my sewing stuff because I'm not going to be doing any sewing in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I started packing up like my files and things like that, things that I'm not going to really need over the next 2 weeks. I also have a drawer in my system where I have all my doilies as well as little bags. So I opened the drawer and pulled a couple out, and they went right here in this page kit. Also pulled out my wood veneer box that sits by my desk just to pull out a couple. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I ended up pulling out this one cork piece, and I'm thinking I'm going to back that star with a piece of the pattern paper, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just kind of putting things in the page kit. I pulled out my Nuvo drops. I only have one color, which is the clear ones. I think they're called dewdrops, but I pulled those out. I'm kind of going for a black and gray color scheme here. As you can see, I went through a lot of my die cuts and pulled out a lot of different things. But nothing in particular that I know I have to use or I don't really want to use. I would like to use the 2 elephant things, but other than that, I'm kind of, it's fair game. Whatever I feel like using, I will use. Excuse me. As you can see, I still have a bit of a cough. We're all kind of sick. We've been sick for about 2 weeks now in my family, but we're starting to get a little bit better. Now, I know that there was the great debate of using the wax paper to put your stickers and things on. I don't really prefer wax paper, and I don't generally do it, but I thought I would try this parchment paper to use for the page kit just to see how it does. It doesn't really, like, if you hold the parchment paper up and like shake it around a little bit, those stickers are going to fall off. But I think it's just sitting on my desk, and if I were to put it in an envelope or like a Ziploc bag, like a giant Ziploc bag, it would stay on there. But I was trying to figure out a way to use it to have those stickers off of there without having to put the whole sticker sheet in there. Now, I did put the whole puffy sticker of these stars though. I did put the one that's open because I have 2 sets of those. And then I pulled out the set of die cuts to use. I just like the arrows. It was the first thing in my little die cut bin. Die bin, not die cut, but die bin. And then I pulled out 2 sets of stamps that are just baby themed. I'm kind of going through, I decided to pull out just a few more papers because that's where I decide that I'm going to back that cork star with some paper, and then I am going to go back and add a piece of white cardstock and some white thickers. But other than that, this is the complete page kit. I will need to add ink, but I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back soon, hopefully with the layout itself. All right, guys, bye.